This is week 5, video 1, Interpreting Functional Relationships. In class earlier this week on Tuesday, maybe that's even today if you're watching this on Tuesday, you received a computer choices document that needs to be put on page 34 in your notebook, and you should have received something that talks about cell phone plans. That needs to be put on page 35 in your notebook. On page 36, that's where we're going to be taking our notes today. You need to write down your content objective. Our content objective is, we will make predictions and decisions using multiple representations. When interpreting functional relationships, we must ask ourselves, what information has already been provided? An example of information that could have been provided is, like, what representation? Do we have a table? Do we have a graph? Do we have a map? Do we have some ordered pairs? Like, what is it that we have? And then we need to figure out what information do we need. That is the main question. The main question. And then what other representation would be helpful? And that, once again, would be a table, a map, a graph, ordered pairs, whatever other representation would be helpful. By now, we should be able to go between each one of these representations. Equations allow us to find very specific values. For example, last week you had a homework assignment on that little tiny piece of paper. It said f of x equals 3x minus 7. If you know your equation, then you should be able to figure out any value for x, for any given x. As an example, if we had f of a certain value, we would be able to figure it out. So let's just plug in, I don't know, any random number, f of 5. If we had to know what x, or what the function value was when x equals 5, we could just plug that in and we'd be able to solve it. We know 3 times 5 is 15, so 15 minus 7 is going to give me 8. So functions or equations are very good because they allow us to find very specific values. Tables list many sets of ordered pairs. If we have ordered pairs, then we should be able to figure out an equation. We haven't gotten there yet this year, but it's coming very, very soon, as an example. So if we have a bunch of ordered pairs, like let's say we had a table, so x and y, and then we had a bunch of different values, -1, 0, 1, and we'll say 2, 4, and 6. If we were told that x was 0, then we would automatically know that y was 4, because that's what the table tells us. And sometimes we can even find patterns when we are given a table. Graphs show us trends in the data. It also shows us if the graph is, or if the data is discrete or continuous, which you are all very good at now. It can also tell us important information like the y-intercept. So the y-intercept, which is where the line or the graph crosses the y-axis. So graphs can also show us very specific information. Trends, they can show us if it's discrete or continuous. They can also show us our y-intercept, among many other things. Those are all the notes that I needed you to take today. You have Quiz 6 coming up on Wednesday, September 25th. Thank you very much.